Another Gareth Edwards film. I love his movies. And on top of that, a Jurassic Park film, of which I have watched all of them over the years. And to varying degrees, all of these films are entertaining. I kind of consider them like popcorn fare. It's kind of like watching Fast and Furious or any sort of long running franchise that continues to crank out movies over the years with different cast members. If you like the franchise, you're going to continue to have fun with it. And that's sort of how I feel about Jurassic World Rebirth. This is yet another rebirth of the franchise, and I'm assuming if it does well enough, they're going to continue to put out more movies with these cast members coming together and doing something as a trio. But this is the latest iteration. It is directed by Gareth Edwards from a script by David Koepp, and it stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, Manuel Garcia-Rulfo, and Ed Skrein, who honestly had one of the shortest screen times I think I've ever seen him do. He was literally here as a one and done villain character who I was like, he felt way underused for the talent that he is, but that's between here and there. Um, it's a it's a fun movie, if not the best Jurassic World movie that I've seen over the years. So the timeline is what I get confused on, so to speak. But essentially, we go back in time to around 2008 when InGen was operating this research facility on Ile Saint Hubert in the Atlantic Ocean, which was used for genetic experiments. And they were basically mutating dinosaurs. And it starts off with this deformed Tyrannosaurus Rex escaping containment, killing everyone, and they abandon the island. And then we flash forward to 2025, and we get this timeline of like, well, um, most of the dinosaurs have begun to die off because they can't handle the world's climate, and those that have remained are off in this like equatorial zone, which have been deemed by all the governments of the world as no travel zones. Um, I am a big fan of Rupert Friend, and when he shows up playing a villain, um, I always love it. I think the first thing I seen him in was what was the name of that show? Homeland, I think, was the first series that I saw him in, and he played a good guy in that show. But then I think most recently he was the bad guy in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show as the Inquisitor, I believe, and then seeing him show up here as sort of like the bad guy. It's nice to see him do a turn. Um, Playing the heel. But essentially, his character shows up, and we find Scarlett Johansson's character as a generic ex-mercenary, ex-soldier, special ops lady who now specializes in retrievals, and she retrieves things from places that are hard to get to. And again, a very generic character. This could be every like it's every Steven Seagal film. It's every uh, Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's every ex-SEAL, special forces person. Um, and they want to hire her to go down into the illegal forbidden zone to extract samples from three dinosaurs, specifically to help them, this massive billion-dollar medical company, make a heart disease medication which could extend the lives of people on the planet by 20 years. But they want to, of course, it's an evil pharmaceutical company, and they're going to patent it and, you know, make money off of it. That's the whole reason they want to do it. And they offer her a boatload of money. She's retired, but she decides to come out of retirement for the amount of money that they are offering her. She finds out in the process of getting recruited that they also are taking along this guy who is a scientist who they need because he's developed this special thing that's going to allow them to take the samples, and so they take him along as well. And then we get down there, and they also meet up with him, who plays a boat captain who she's worked with many times over the years, and he has a mercenary crew waiting in the ranks to go do this thing. Now, there was a weird subplot here with this, and I don't know why they did this other than if they have plans to bring these people back for future films in this franchise. Because I feel like this movie could have been a great standalone movie just with that right there. It could have felt like a very sort of King Kong, we're going to the island and we're going to meet monsters type of film. But instead, we then get this subplot of um, a father who has taken his two daughters out to sea in a sailboat, and they are sailing across the ocean. He has a younger daughter, a teenage daughter, and her boyfriend who has come along, who's basically a weed smoking, lazy dipshit, who turns out to be kind of a cool guy by the end of the movie. But um, be that as it may, they get attacked by one of the creatures that they are hunting. They pick up um, on the distress signal after these guys capsize their boat, and they go off in search of rescue. And it pisses off Rupert Friend's character because he's like, "I'm paying you guys. I'm the one who paid for this charter. We should go get the samples." And this guy's like, "No, no, no." He's lost a son, so he's got some trauma in his past, so he's got to go save these people. They save the people. They get attacked. Uh, they get the sample, but on the way of running away from this giant dinosaur that's attacking their boat, this is where I say Ed Skrein's character had like um, no screen time, no pun intended. Um, he was there for a brief moment. He's like shooting at the dinosaurs as they're attacking the boat, and then he gets like eaten and plucked off the boat. And I was like, but he's a really good character actor, and he's gone. Quick commercial break, everyone, to celebrate and give thanks to all of these amazing people who keep me on the air full time. Really appreciate the support. All you got to do is join as a member. You get access to private videos. You can also do super thanks on any upload or super chats and stickers on any live stream or premiere you see. And beyond that, don't forget we're multi streaming over on Twitch now, so you can support over there as well. Thanks so much to everybody. Let's get back to the video at hand. And I was like, I really loved him in most recently. I think we saw him as the bad guy in what is that sci-fi film series that came out on Netflix recently, whose name is escaping me right now? It was like a Star Wars, but with a darker turn, and it was Zack Snyder's. I can't remember the name of it now, but he did a two-part sci-fi movie, and Ed Skrein plays like this really creepy general in that movie. Anyway, this is when Rupert Friend reveals that his character is not a nice guy, as he basically lets one of the girls fall off the boat because she's trying to call for Mayday, and he doesn't want anybody to come down here because he's down here in the illegal zone to get these samples for his company so that they can make trillions and trillions of dollars. And from here, things sort of just unfold because the boat crashes. Now they're on the island, and it's all about kind of throwing back to previous entries with creatures showing up that we've seen in past films. Um, the youngest daughter ends up um, adopting this little what is it called, an aqualop, as a little pet. It's really cute. There's a Tyrannosaurus Rex attack, which honestly was a little. Chris was even complaining that it felt a little fake because at one point they have this like inflatable life raft that they're using to go down the river on to escape, and the T-Rex like attacks the boat and like picks the boat up and like chomps on it, and it doesn't rupture at all. It still maintains and lets them float down the river when they get it back. And Chris is like, "There's no way that would have survived a T-Rex attack," and I'm like, "You're not wrong, but it's Hollywood." Um, so from here, it's just about getting back to the old facility, just so that they can escape because they no longer have a boat. They get to the facility. They're supposed to have a helicopter coming. The helicopter gets attacked by that mutant T-Rex from the very beginning of the film. So now the helicopter's out, and the only thing left is, oh, there's a boat down at the bottom of these tunnels that we have to go through underneath the research facility. And it's just frantic escape through the jungle, escape through the tunnels, escape through while being chased by various types of dinosaurs, most of which we haven't seen before because this is like the mutated island. So, by the end of it, good guys make it out with the family. They get the samples. They decide to give them away to open source so that everyone can have 20 years of extra life on planet Earth. and we're left with happy-go-lucky good feelings at the end of this movie because, yay, she decided to do the right thing instead of being motivated by money. Um, Again, not the best Jurassic Park film I've ever seen, also not the worst, and just another sort of fun entry into the series. And I have no idea if it's done well enough to have them spin this off into its own new trilogy of films. I really like the ones they just wrapped up. Um, those were very adventurous. So I'm waiting to see where this series goes. I think as of right now, I'm gonna go look it up really quick and see. It made 800 million off of a 225 million dollar budget. So, I mean, it probably will get a sequel. I don't know if they've actually said if they're getting a sequel or not. Um, it was the fourth highest grossing film of 2025, um, which is surprising. So I would say it's probably going to get a sequel. I don't know if anything's been confirmed or not. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Daily streams at 4:30 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch, and I review lots of games, lots of movies, lots of TV shows, and other stuff. So check it all out.